First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teaching real well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways preaching this truth from around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful that the two guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this is your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And on my phone screen here, I got Southern Seminary. And the title of this video is, Can Women Be Pastors or Deacons? And the simplest answer is fucking no. No, it says it throughout the scriptures. And I'm going to grab a few of them. But the point I want to make with this video is this dude tap dances around the whole fucking question. Not one time did he answer it. He sit up and bullshitted his answer through all his answers over some nonsense. This is E for you. And this is where you get that confusion and this nonsense from. Put the Bible down. Leave our shit alone. It wasn't meant for you. But the whole point of the matter is that people will listen to this nonsense, and that's where they get that confusion from. But this is some bullshit. He said nothing. He didn't say not one goddamn thing that was worth shit. I'm going to sit up here and let it play. I'm only going to let about a minute and a half play, which says enough. And then I'm going to grab some scriptures on it.
Nature, so that both Adam and Eve are to function in a complementary way, different roles, yet serving alongside one another. And that shows itself in families and it shows itself in the church. So that the teaching, not having authority to teach over a man, is not total silence. We know in other places in Scripture that women are praying and they're speaking and doing these things. It is in the context, I think, of this office of pastor, elder, overseer that then is picked up in 1 Timothy 3. So when we do look at Scripture, elder, pastor, so what we call a pastor in the biblical sense, and overseer would be reserved for men. Deacons is difficult to know. In 1 Timothy 3, as the Apostle Paul in verse 8 moves to deacons likewise and gives qualifications for them, he also says they're to be husbands of one wife, which assumes a male. Yet in verse 11, a word is used there that can either be translated deacons' wives or just simply women. It's very difficult to know because we don't have a lot of data on this. Romans 16, for instance, calls...
And there you go. And this is why E is full of bullshit. Fuck Esau. Fuck his goddamn kingdom. And we can't wait for this motherfucking kingdom to go down. A whole bunch of bullshit. He said a whole bunch of bullshit in that minute and a half. So let's go sit up here and go to Timothy. Let's sit up here and go to Timothy. First, we're going to go to Timothy... 1 Timothy chapter 2, and we're just going to go down. Now let's get this point right here real quick. How you going to read this and not understand what it says? I don't have enough data. Shut the fuck up. But this is 1 Timothy 2, and I'm going to go straight to, 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. You cannot get around that scripture. So where in the hell did he sit up here and say he couldn't get the data on it? What was he looking at? What was he listening to? What bullshit? Hey, how you guys doing? It's plain and simple right there. He said, in some scriptures it says the woman learn in silence. But that's not totally true that a woman's supposed to be silent. You're right. A woman is supposed to teach her children at home. As a matter of fact, let me go to 1 Timothy chapter 5 so you can honestly get what a woman is actually supposed to do. Here it is. 1 Timothy 5. Everyone has their role. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14. And I'm going to go straight to the point. How you doing? All right. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. This is what is written in the scriptures. This is what our young women are supposed to do. bear children, guide the house. You know, that's their job. Everyone has a role. A man's role is to teach this truth. Salakia, brothers. You know, ambulance going by. Let me just say that over again. A man's role is to teach his truth. A woman has her role. She is supposed to be a helpmeet. She's supposed to be a pillar of rest. She's supposed to guide the house. She's supposed to teach the young children, bear children. That is her job, you know. And this dude sitting up here, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Oh, it's not enough data. Fuck out of here. Unbelievable. This 1 Timothy 2, and let me just go to that again. 1 Timothy 2 and 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Now let's sit up here and go to the 1 Timothy chapter 3. Because this dude, how you gonna be slick? He said, but in 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 11, there was a word that was used, wives. What the fuck are you talking about, E? See, E is full of shit. So let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 3. This is, and I'm going to start at 1 and I'm going to just read on down to maybe about, to that verse he said. And this right here sits up here and lets you know what the Apostle Paul said in these letters. He said, men, if you desire to be, let me go ahead and read it. This 1 Timothy 3 and 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desired a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, you know. So he's supposed to have one wife so he can do the work. If he have multiple wives, you know, that'll take him away from his job, you know. As a bishop, he has a big part, he has a lot of, a big part of the, he has a lot of work to do for the ministry. So having more than one wife could complicate things and could take him from that job. Vigilant, sober, of good behavior, giving into hospitality, apt to teach his truth, you know. Vigilant, sober, knowing his word, you know, of good behavior, not giving too much wine, not a striker, not greedy for filthy lucre straight. So this is the type of personality that you're supposed to have, your demeanor, if you want to desire to be a bishop. If you are a man. 1 Timothy 3 and 4, one that ruleth well in his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of Yahweh? You know? And that speaks for itself. Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and a snare of the devil. You know, you got a good reproach, man. You know, a good rapport. I mean, you know, you got people who don't understand this truth, don't know this truth, but hey, you're still supposed to have a good rapport with them and teach them. You know, be what's that word? What's that scripture? Salakia, brothers, I'm having a brain cramp. You know, when at all, you know, always be kind with all men. Oh man, I messed up that scripture. You know, but I think the brothers know what I'm talking about. I can't get it in my mind, but I'll come back to it if I get a chance to. But here's the point. This 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 8. Likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given to much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre's sake, holding the mystery of the faith in pure conscience, and let these also first be proved. Then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. But here's the point. Even so must their wives be grave, not slanderous, sober, faithful in all things. So not only is it saying how to be what a deacon should be, it's saying a deacon's wife. It's not saying that she's supposed to be a goddamn deacon. It's saying how his wife should be. You know, sober, faithful in all things, not slanderous. You know, going around talking and behind people's back and doing all sorts of bullshit. This is what it's saying. It's not saying a woman could be a goddamn deacon. It's sitting up and explaining how the wife should be of a deacon. And you idiots. 1 Timothy 3 and 11. Even so must 12. 1 Timothy 3 and 12. Hey, how you doing,
Where's the
sir?
next block, bro?
This 1 Timothy 3:12. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children and their own houses well. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. It amazes me how you can read this scripture, read all those scriptures, and still sit up here and say, well, it's not enough data. What do you mean? What do you mean? The data is all there. The scriptures are speaking. You just not listening. And you ain't gonna listen. You're a fucking devil. You're wicked. But it amazes me, man. And it's not meant to be long. I mean, I just kind of found that funny. I just listened to it and said, this motherfucker tap danced around the whole question. I mean, truly tap danced around the whole question. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14. And this speaks for itself too. This 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Hey, how you doing? In verse 32. Verse 33. And this is just straight to the point. 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also said the law. How could you not get no plainer than what it's just saying? Same thing in 1 Timothy chapter 2. Same thing as 1 Timothy chapter 3. How can you not get any plainer? This dude just speaking out the side of his neck and talking a bunch of dumb shit, tiptoeing around the questions, tiptoeing around the answer, just on some nonsense. But that just lets you know the slickness of Eve. He does everything with his words, twist and turn them to fit what he wants. And he sounded stupid. And this is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 35. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for a woman to speak in church. Oh my goodness. It says a shame for a woman to speak in church. You can't, like I said, you can't get no plainer than what it's saying right here. I have no clue. And that's what made me mad about that video. This dude said we don't have enough data to sit up here and see exactly if a woman is not supposed to be a deacon or be able to a pastor in church. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Just full of shit. Straight full of shit. Salakia. I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and I'm just going to end it right there. Because just to sit up here and make this point. Oh, hold on. I'm just going to go straight to the point. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. Well, I'm going to hit two scriptures, a couple of scriptures. 1 Corinthians 11 and 3, and this is to the point. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh. And then I'm going to go down. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So my thing is, when it all boils down to the man is the head of the woman. A woman is not supposed to teach. She's not supposed to be in rulership or authority. She is supposed to be under subjection to her man, period. And if she don't have a man, she's supposed to follow the laws, rules, and statutes to the best of her ability until Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai brings her a man, or however that goes. Blesses her with a man. But either way that goes, if a woman has a man, she's supposed to be in subjection. A woman is not supposed to teach, not supposed to usurp authority, not supposed to keep silence in the churches. It's a big resounding no. A woman is not supposed to be a pastor or a deacon. And if you read those scriptures, it says specifically, if a man desires to be a bishop, if a man desires to be a deacon, not a woman. Hey, so with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, By Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways, preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful light that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to say Kwam Yasharella and Anya Habatham out there. Shalom.